Greetings. My name is Dr. Waddell Brooks Sr., your host, and this is Community Focus. Today we have an exemplary person and a person of Mrs. Shantal Taylor. She's an emergency communications employee at the Lake County Sheriff's Office. She's also on the Board of Trustees for the Zion-Benton Public Library, and she's also the president-elect of the Illinois Beach Sunrise Rotary Club. Good morning, Mrs. Taylor.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Dr. Brooks, for having me today. Appreciate it.
We're very fortunate, really. Lake County is fortunate to have you this morning. Now, this program is airing at 5 a.m. on 102.3, but I don't know how many people up that early listening to the program, but I understand we got a pretty good audience. Lake County is approximately 800,000 people.
Wow.
I listed some of your accomplishments, but you also... not stranger to radio and TV broadcasts, because you were with the GMAP
yes.
Internet Gospel Radio in Zion, Illinois?
Yes. I have a show on there called The Best of Lake County's Community Service, where I learned from you, Dr. Brooks, on just, taking some time to attain interesting information from people of service. It's real important, I believe, for the community to hear the heart of the leaders that serve. And so I created a show called The Best of Lake County's Community Service, and I have the opportunity to just present to Lake County, particularly Waukegan, Zion, in this Tri-City area, Waukegan, Zion, North Chicago, even beyond that, Beach Park, Winthrop Harbor, where people will have an opportunity to hear the hearts of their mayors and the different public servants. So, yeah.
Wow. And you're no stranger to Zion, right? Because you served as a commissioner of Zion?
Yes. And that's also what I wanted to share, is that along with being blessed to having served on the Zion-Benton Public Library Board, I also had the wonderful opportunity to serve as the City of Zion City Commissioner from 2009 through May of this year, 2013. Service just doesn't stop. Unfortunately, I was not reelected in April, lost by a little bit, came in third. But I do continue to stay very active, and, the citizens of Zion will continue to see me serve. And I look forward to another big opportunity to serve in the future when it comes to elected position.
Now, Zion has a unique form of government, right? I know in North Chicago we have an automatic form of government, but yours are different.
Yes, ours is a commission form of government, very similar to Springfield, where we have the commissioner and then the mayor that serves as the commissioner also of public relations. But you have a commissioner for public works, public property, public safety, and public health. And so all those commissioners come together along with the mayor and form up the city council, and we, govern in that fashion. And I will be the first to say that, I truly believe that, Zion is very unique, whereas we're just hoping that more people will wake up and get more involved, because if you were to go online right now and look at the representation, of the board at this time, it just does not reflect the population in Zion.
Why do you think there's so much apathy? It's probably not unique in Zion, but we have the same problem in North Chicago. Well, Waukegan also, a low percentage of the people taking part in government.
Right. It's really sad, because everyone came out. I'm not going to say everyone, but the majority came out to vote for our president, Barack Obama, for him to receive his second term. But if only those same people really understood that government on the local level is just as, if not more important than government at the top. I really believe that a lot of sad situations that has happened in Zion, just even of recent, they would not have happened if the right leadership were in place to allow more accountability. It truly sickens me that a child, be it whatever his affiliation may have been, that he lost his life only a block from the police department.
Wow.
You would think that, we would have people on watch. It just seems like, someone could have been able to see, hey, what's going on down there? I'm hearing reports of in upwards of 100 to 200 youth. So it had to be tons of cars coming. And so I'm just wondering why someone in that neighborhood, including our very own police department, did not see to the matter before shots had to be fired and a life had to be lost. So
you have another young man, too, Pastor Todd Gordon. He has an organization called the City of Miracles, and he spends a lot of time in Zion, well, annually at least, and giving back backpacks and so forth, and trying to get people enthusiastic about their community.
Right. Unfortunately, Mr. Gordon has done it in other municipalities, but for whatever reason, the past year we were not blessed to have that event happen for us in Zion this year, for our children. And a lot of it, again, goes back to if only we would have more good people wake up and, join the cause, we can have more voices to, maybe silence some of the wrong voices that overtake good things that happen in our communities. Because unfortunately, the City of Miracles was not in Zion this year. And, when you don't have the support, it's just kind of hard.
I think I went to a banquet in his honor a couple of weeks ago, and he and his wife are going to leave at least half the year anyway, going to, I think it's Nigeria.
Yes.
And with some of the same programs that he has locally. Of course, he's in St. Louis and East St. Louis and other areas. So maybe he needs more people to get on board to help support the City of Miracles,
Right. That is, as a lone city commissioner, it was my goal to help. But when you don't have, across the board support, it's just kind of hard to, make something happen. And so, Dr. Brooks, that is one area that I truly hope, the Zion Lake County community would really begin to understand, is that a lot of people are reaching, retirement age, and a lot of people in these different, serving on these different boards and, responsible for very important decisions to run a city, they're going to be leaving, and we really need young people to know that they are needed, young people, middle-aged people. We need them to, come and get involved, because one person cannot do it. And, we need a lot of help in Zion, and I'm sure other areas as well. We need, as they would say, new blood to come forth.
Ladies and gentlemen, the unique voice that you're hearing is Mrs. Shantal Taylor. She's in emergency communications at the Lake County Sheriff's Office. And it's just an honor and a privilege to have her this morning. Hopefully, we can get more local community people to get involved and support her in her efforts. And I have to applaud her. Mrs. Taylor, maybe if we could supply some statistics to really emphasize how important it is for the parental guidance and for people to get involved with their children, and also in on boards and so forth, to really make a difference. I have just a few data to show that the percentage of black males in Illinois college student populations, only 3.7% of the student body. And I'd like to share that with you. And also, compared with the black males, they're 58% of the average Illinois prison population. And I emphasize that, be 3.7% of a student body in college. But prison population, 58%. And I'd like to share that with you.
Yes.
And hopefully that people, hearing this, may get involved, we get more information about why it's so necessary to get involved with our youth.
Yes, it is. And that's where, if I may, if it's okay, just to kind of mention the wonderful things that the Illinois Beach Sunrise Rotary Club is doing. At this current time, I am so blessed to be a part of the Illinois Beach Sunrise Rotary Club, serving as their president-elect. But also, just as a Rotarian, it is just such an honor, because this wonderful, wonderful group of people, they raise the money through golf outing efforts and different fundraising efforts. But then, what we do, Dr. Brooks, is we take the time to look at what's going on at the Zion Elementary School with the second graders. And just so happens a lot of them are young African-American males that are behind in their reading skills. And so what we do is we go to the different districts, particularly Zion, Winthrop Harbor, and Beach Park, because those are the 3 cities that make up our Illinois Beach Sunrise Rotary Club. But what we do is we take children that are reading below grade level, and we put them in a summer reading clinic where we hire a tutor and everything to come forth and to help them, learn to read, because we know if they don't have their reading skills down, then unfortunately we'll never be able to put a dent in the Illinois prison population, nonetheless, even the more so the college population. So I'm just real proud to say that we do start as young as as second grade, and trying to help our young people. Something I'm looking forward to. It's going to be my 5th year. It's a wonderful idea that just come from, because I grew up in Zion, and I still remember what it was like. My mom was a single parent, and I just remember when the holidays would would come around, Dr. Brooks, and even though the commercials were there and everything was happening around, to a family that's struggling, it's, although it's the holiday season, behind the scenes is still pretty tough for them. And so one of the other great things that the Illinois Beach Sunrise Rotary Club sponsors is what I call a kindness banquet. Now, the past 4 years, I've been able to reach out to the Zion Elementary School District and have the 5th grade students, it was 300 of them, write about who is the kindest person they know and tell us why. And when they do that, the grand prize winner is they win an Apple iPad, the best technology that's, basically available to everyone these days that has the money to purchase that. But we actually would take the time and bless 2 5th graders, and then we'd even take the time to have a banquet for them and have a motivational speaker. Well, I'm really proud to report, because of my Rotary Club and because I take being a Rotarian so serious, and they raise money to want to help the community. So this year, being the 5th year, the Kindness Banquet contest has expanded from 300 Zion children to over 700 Zion, Beach Park, and Winthrop Harbor children.
Wow.
And this year, the keynote speakers will be Sheriff Mark Curran. He's the sheriff over Beach Park, Police Chief Wayne Brooks, as well as Police Chief Joe Brumlick. They will all come and share how important kindness is from the top law enforcement officials' point of view. Again, the children will all have that same assignment to write about who the kindest person that they know, and then they will win a Apple iPad, and we'll have a beautiful banquet in their honor. So again, when you bring about statistics, I feel so bad when I read and hear those statistics, but I just want to really share that we are trying to do something up in my area to alleviate those statistics when it comes to the deficiency being 3.7%. Young African American, particularly, only in college, and then 58% in jail. That's very sad, but I'm definitely a community advocate to help make a difference across the African American and across the board. But I just wanted to share the good solution that Illinois Beach Sunrise Rotary in my area is trying to help make, to kind of help detour that situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, we have an exemplary person with us this morning, Mrs. Shantal Taylor, resident of Zion, Illinois, and She's emergency communication specialist at the Lake County Sheriff's Office, and she's been very active, prior commissioner, and Zion, City of Zion, 2009 to 2013. And she's very interested in getting back active. And,
yes.
And the City of Zion would benefit from her tremendously.
Amen.
Because she has the heart of Zion as her main mission and goal.
Yes.
And I would like to ask Mrs. Taylor, what is your vision to make Zion a world-class city? I know Zion has changed since you were growing up, and you see Zion then, you see Zion now, but what is your future in the future?
Sure. In the future, Dr. Brooks, I look forward to seeing Zion as a huge place of inspiration and literally being a city on a hill where people can come and know the heart of the police chief, know the heart of the mayor, know the heart of particular neighborhoods inside the city. Again, I get so excited when I think about Zion and when I think about, the very intention of a place being created specifically to help people have the best quality of life possible. The founder of the city, obviously naming it Zion, he really had a vision to see families be healthy and whole, and God had actually given him a gift of healing where he could pray for a person and they would actually be blessed to be whole again.
Wow.
But one of the things that really stood out back then in those early days of Zion is that everyone in town, even the police officers, knew 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night meant you would stop and pray.
Wow.
The early citizens of Zion back 1901, 1902, they knew at 9 o'clock someone was going to lead them in reading Psalm 91. Psalm 91 is a great inspirational chapter in the Bible that talks about protection and dwelling in the secret place of the Most High God. And so all that to say, here we are, 2013 and beyond. I would really like to see Zion get back to the roots of just all that is good. And I believe that you can find good in taking the time to get to know your neighbor, getting to know the heart of people that choose to serve, not people that have been, handpicked, just for a certain time, just to be a surface person. But I really see Zion in the future, in the very near future, of being a city where people can learn different skill and different community connection by, being able to reach out one to another. Whoever has the expertise, they'll know that they can openly come and ask for the direction or for the, the support, because I just really see a city that, will rise from the ashes of economic devastation to even the crime situation that we currently have now. I really believe it all starts at the top with having a mayor that has a heart to care, to want to see the library, the schools, the businesses, and City Hall all be like in a constant circle where everyone is working together, on one accord. It may sound, way out there and impossible, but, Dr. Brooks, I do have big faith to believe that with God, all things are possible. And I do not deny, and I will never deny, that God is, a big part of my life and, and a big part of my hope that, Zion will not become a city full of darkness, but that Zion will become a city full of light, life, and love. I believe it would be possible. And so I'm doing all I can to be a part of different organizations and neighborhoods to just let people know that even though this is the computer age, we can still reach out as human beings and care for one another.
Yeah, Ms. Taylor, I was just going to ask you about your church affiliation, but I know that you've already told us the importance, of being involved, because I would say I could see the Jesus in you, and then I think if the Jesus is in everyone, this would be a much better community.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I agree.
Well, we have, before we leave, I just want to mention in the paper recently, a few days ago, the judge upholds significant claims in the Fielders suit. Mm-hmm. Give us a little background on the Fielders. They're in, I guess it's baseball,
sure.
group there in Zion.
Right. Well, basically it was a big, situation that has gone awry. I'm no longer on the city council at this time.
Okay.
But I do believe, because it's still in court, so I do need to be careful about what I say, because I know that, it's a possibility that I could be called as a witness.
Okay, I get it.
But I will share this, that I really do hope that citizens really understand that, even 2015, Dr. Brooks, is a long time to wait to allow someone to sit in a seat that, fraud and conspiracy has been, even lodged as a very serious allegation that could be found, substantial. And that's what the newspaper is sharing there, that, the judge has upheld that, yes, he sees fraud and yes, he sees conspiracy. And my hope is that the citizens of Zion would take that very seriously and demand more of their mayor. The newspaper says how he doesn't return phone calls. I would implore them, if they have a question about something and they need the mayor's assistance, see if he'll return their phone call. And if he doesn't, Zion, maybe it's time to ask for him to step aside if he does not want to do the abilities that is set there for him to do.
I was thinking there's two types of, I guess, mayors. As a proactive mayor, and seem like you would be a proactive, and then there's a reactive.
Right.
And so it appears that a city would be more successful if they had a proactive
Exactly.
person. Not only a mayor, but any organization need a proactive person,
Right. Because, again, we've had some tragedies, in town lately.
Okay.
Starting with the baby Joshua situation, on down to the recent homicide just a couple of weeks ago. And I just always look at this from the eyes of having served on the council board. And it just makes me wonder, will Mayor Lane Harrison, show the community that he's there and that he cares at all? No one has seen him, and no one never receives a return phone call.
Really? Just at the city council and that's it?
And as when I was city commissioner, he wouldn't, he would respond like maybe 5 minutes before a meeting, to different phone calls.
Oh, my
And
God.
I just think that that's a sad case for Zion. And I just think that the citizens must really demand more, of their top official, because it's just too much going on that's not accounted for when it comes to the, to the crime, to the way, citizens are treated when they call, the different departments. I mean, all of that has to be addressed. And I believe that it starts with the top person in charge. But unfortunately, just like in that article, he was unavailable for comment. What I continue to hear is that he's been unavailable. And I just wonder, to the citizens of Zion, even after that article came out there, does he really deserve to sit there through 2015, or does someone ask for his resignation before that time? Because Zion cannot wait for vision and for protection for 25,000 people, to come from someone that, has to continue to go to court. We need a leader in place that cares about Zion and will get her going in the right direction again now.
Right. I was thinking of, and I had the mayor of Gurnee on my program, and she's, each year, I at least once, she's on the radio, mainly the TV program. And she's in her third term now.
That's
and she's
excellent.
Very proactive.
She's very proactive. Yes,
it's
she is.
amazing if Zion would have someone like that.
Right.
Maybe it would take a female to do it.
I agree 100%.
No,
Yes.
I was teasing her because the program I had, it was 4 women. She has an African American administrator of
Yes.
the village of Gurnee, and the park district supervisor and the person that got the 2013 award,
Wow.
And all women, I was teasing her about where are the men? And she said, well, the men are behind every great
good woman.
behind every great man, there's a greater woman.
Yes, yes.
We tease
this
about
is
that.
true.
But you have to be proactive, and I know. My wife and I have been proactive in the city of North Chicago for 50 years.
Amen.
And we really enjoyed it, and still proactive. So the election would be when now for the administration for city?
For right now, the next election for Zion, it will be the mayoral election, and that will be in 2015. That will be 2 commissioners and the mayor. Citizens will have the opportunity to vote for in April 2015.
What about your park district? When a person is looking for to locate their families in a city, they look at the school district, they got the park district as well as the city. How are your park and your school districts?
They are very well. I have a wonderful relationship with the director of the park district that actually, when I do the essays for the kindness banquet, it's kind of neat how he, will judge those essays. But also he's really big on making sure the young people have something to do when it comes to different activities. And he's always trying to work on more and more things. But David Osborne, actually over at the Park District, the Herman Park Center, he does a good job trying to have different, activities for the children. And even on our main side there, I know that they have Zumba classes and different things for, for ladies. And so it's well-rounded, and
I know
it does
I talked
fit.
with Mrs. Clark, the superintendent of the school district. She's been on my TV program once.
Excellent.
And she was the business manager at one time, so she has a great feel of the school district, and she seemed to be a proactive person too. So
yes, she's also a part of the Rotarian group. Yes.
Oh, she's part of Rotarian?
She's a Rotarian,
so
yes.
it takes a woman. Look out.
Yes.
Have you thought about whether you would have any desire to be mayor of Zion, Illinois?
It would be an honor and a privilege to be the mayor of Zion, Illinois. I know that it would take a lot of work, and nothing happens without a team. And, I'm hoping that, if that opportunity came forth for me, that, a great team would come into play, because a mayor is great, but a mayor needs a working council that will work along with him or her to get the jobs done that are needed to be done in the city. Zion has 25,000 people, approximately 25,000 people now. Okay. And from the ground up, meaning from the foundation to the north, south, east, and west sides of the city, it would be my honor to be the mayor of Zion to help rebuild the ruins, because right now I see that Zion is in much need to rise from ashes and from great no accountability right now.
In 30 seconds, tell us about your son and your husband, your family.
Oh, I am so proud of my son, Dr. Brooks. He moved away from Zion, and, when he graduated from high school, he was a community service officer for quite a bit for the Zion Police Department, along with his own political/community aspirations. But to make a long story short, he's down now in Nashville, Tennessee, and December I'll be going to his graduation. He'll be graduating from the Tennessee State Police Academy.
Fantastic. So he's in the police field as mama.
Community service, yes.
Right. And your husband's very active in church too, then.
He's very active in church, and he serves well down at the VA, the North Chicago, Level Health Care.
Yeah, that's why I was there for about 11 years. So
wow. Okay. Well, he serves as a medical clerk down there, and he enjoys that.
Fantastic. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking with Shantal Taylor, Emergency Communications at Lake County Sheriff's Office, and the many other activities she's been involved in. And she is a person that you should know. This has been Community Focus. My name is Dr. Waddell Brooks Sr., your host.